Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy, and I help the helpers, the light bringers, and the soulpreneurs of this world to live their most magical life. So, I don't even know what to say. I don't know, for any of you who are empaths out there, and maybe even those of you who aren't, it's just this energy is so heavy right now. And it's tough. It's tough for me to navigate it. It honestly was tough for me to even process and to have the energy to create this video and to talk about, and because I just feel like, and I feel like this is a bit of the experience of the collective, that my head is sort of spinning and I'm trying to reflect, genuinely reflect on the things that I'm reading and hearing, and people's stories that they're sharing, and people's experiences and people's opinions, and all of the things that are happening, and all of it, and it's just a lot to process. It's a lot to try to energetically process through your body. And so a lot of us might be feeling a little bit lost, a little bit overwhelmed. I feel really overwhelmed with this energy. In fact, you guys are going to find, I think I'm going to be taking a little bit of space from social media for a few days just to give myself a break, because sometimes you have to just allow yourself to step away from the energy and really reflect on everything that is going on. So if you guys didn't catch my prayer / meditation that I did on Sunday, please check that out. I have that here on my Facebook page. I have that on my YouTube channel. And I think that a lot of the messages that I shared at the beginning are really important in terms of what we need to do about all of this. But I really think that when it all comes down to it, it comes from what energy are we feeding, and how can we come at this from a place of love and understanding? How can we come at this from a place of genuinely wanting to hear each other, to empathize with each other, to connect with each other, each and every one of us, so that we can come from a place of connection? Because when we come from a place of love and when we come from a place of connection, awful things don't happen, they just don't. People who feel connected don't hurt other people, and we want everybody to feel connected. We want everyone to feel loved, and we just want to allow this process. We want to be in this together. And I truly believe that that there are forces, I call it forces of fear, you might call that the devil, whatever you want to call that, but that there is energy that wants us to be divided. Look at everything that's been going on. And I noticed at the beginning of all this COVID stuff that we were really starting to open our heart centers. We were really starting to support one another, to all begin to create an energy of we're all in this together. And can we come back to that? And I'm not saying that everybody has shifted out of that, but can we come back to that? We're all in this together. And can we be compassionate and understanding and listen to one another and do our own individual best to come at everything that we can in our life from a place of love, because that is going to be the thing that saves us all. And I truly feel like we're in such an important time of deciding the energy here on this planet. And do we want to live in fear? Do we want to live in negativity? Or do we want to live in love? And do we want to really do our best to be a conduit of love? And so think about that, and ask to be shown how you can be a better conduit of love. That's been my question that I've been asking. How can I do better? How can I be better? And how can I be, be love here on this planet? So I encourage you guys to do the same. But we're going to dive into these tarot cards. We're going to dive into the messages that I have for you for this week. But those are the most important messages. And again, I really encourage you to go back and check out my meditation. There's important messages at the beginning, and I really would love to see everybody joining in that, because when we can collectively come together and put energy into something, it helps to build more of this energy of love. So the first card that we have here is the Ace of Air. Okay, we are ushering into things a better way of seeing the world, a better way of thinking. A lot of things are being brought to light that just like, you know, like the way that we have been doing things is not okay, and that there are changes that need to be made. And I feel like that's part of this energy, is that we're starting to understand that. We're starting to really be open to different perceptions, to seeing things differently, to trying to approach things differently. I want you to allow that energy to come through. And how can I do better? You know, how can I be better? How can I allow this inspiration that's coming through help me to do my part to be a conduit of love here on this planet? Erin says, my favorite thing that I learned from you is let me be your light. Yes, absolutely. How can we be a light? How can we be love here on this planet? And the next card that we have here is the Empress card, okay? And the Empress card for me right now, right here, is just reminding us that we are powerful creators. And it might feel like individually that we can't do something, or we can't make a difference, but I disagree. I truly disagree, because just like Erin is saying that she learned something from me, Erin is going to take that and she's going to teach somebody else, and so on and so on. She's going to shine her light and share light with someone else, and then that person is going to connect with their light, and that's the whole point. And so can we really think about, what energy am I creating? What energy am I feeding? You know, I'm a huge believer in the energy that we are putting out there is the energy that we are going to be receiving. So how can we do better? How can we be putting out that energy of love so that that's also what we're receiving back? You know, how can we make decisions that are in alignment with that energy of love? How can we do better and become and embrace our ability to be powerful creators here on this planet, based on what we're focusing our time and our attention on, based on what we're focusing our energy on? So what are you going to focus your energy on that's going to make a difference, that's in alignment with your purpose, that's in alignment with you as your best self? What are you going to do with it? And if you don't know, ask to be shown the way. God, the universe, the divine, whatever you want to call that, will show you the way. Just ask and allow the insights to come through as they come through. We also have this Six of Earth energy reversed, okay? So we might be feeling a little out of balance. We might be feeling like some things need to be adjusted in our world, you know. This can sometimes be like, I'm feeling like I have too much stuff and I need to like clear stuff out of my space. I'm recognizing that the stuff that's in my space is impacting my energy. This can be, I'm recognizing that I need to like get some money related affairs in order, you know, to get some stuff taken care of. But this also is like, how do I create more balance here on earth for myself? Like, what do I need to do to bring in more balance, to usher more balance, more structure into my life, into my world, to help me to be the best version of me? The next card that we have here is the Queen of Water. Okay, so the Queen of Water is connected with cups. Cups are connected with relationships and love and having open hearts. The Queen of Hearts has the most open heart. She is giving and vulnerable and just gives love no matter what it is that is surrounding her. And that doesn't mean she doesn't set boundaries. That doesn't mean that, you know, she doesn't ask for what she needs, but she also just is a conduit of love. She gives love. So that's so perfect. You know, there is a lot of opportunity right now for relationships to deepen, relationships to develop onto a whole new level, if we can just allow ourselves to be open and to be vulnerable and to share our stories and to listen to other people's stories. And so when I say relationships, I don't even necessarily completely mean romantic relationships. This is all relationships. This is our personal relationships. This is our relationships just with humanity. How can we be more vulnerable? How can we be more open? How can we be better listeners? Who here needs to work on being a better listener? I know, like, we all have work to do with that. How can we listen to each other? How can we come at our conversations from a place of trying to understand rather than from a place of trying to argue, right? But making sure that we are really doing our best to like allow our hearts to be open and to follow the flow. The Queen of Hearts is all about, or Queen of Water is all about flow, right? And so how do we allow ourselves to be just flowing with what it is that we naturally and intuitively feel called to do next, whatever that is. So the next card that we have here is the Two of Air reversed. Okay, Two of Air reversed is about parts of ourselves battling, right? And so this can be us battling with people outside of ourselves, but this oftentimes can be really about battling with another part of yourself, right? This is about like the ego. I don't want to say the ego dying. That's not the right way to say it, because the ego will always exist within us as human beings. But this is about the soul versus the ego, and the soul wins, right? And since we're talking about this as a collective, how do we allow the soul, which is the energy of love, win against the ego, which is the energy of fear? How do we feed the love? How do we feed the love within ourselves? How do we feed the love within our community? How do we feed the love within our collective? So just thinking about that, and every action that you take, every thought that you have, everything that you say is either feeding love or it's feeding fear. So choose accordingly, according to what you feel is best. And I hope that it's love. So the next card that we have here is the Life Experience card reverse. Okay, so we're in a process of change. Things are not going to be the same. We are going through a transition, and things are going to be different. We are watching the fall of systems, the fall of the way that things have always been done, to create and make space for the way that things are going to be done, the way that things can be done better. We're taking a look at everything, and how do we do this better, and how do we change this, but let's have conversations about it. Let's not just decide like this is the way that it is and that's it, you know, and be totally wrapped up in our own opinion. Can we have conversations? Can we listen? Can we again be open and have an open heart as we are exploring what's next for us all? So those are your messages for this week. Thank you guys so much for checking in. I will see you soon with another video. Take care, guys.